greatest country in the world, and it is worth fighting for. It is worth bleeding for, and if it takes it, it's worth dying for the greatest country that this world has ever seen.
What up? It's a miracle. Ladies and gentlemen, I have arisen from the coma of COVID, the flu, whatever. I don't care. I have missed. I am alive.
He's alive.
Some of you are happy. Many of you have utter disdain, but I did not die. I do believe if I had gotten vaccinated, I probably would have, though. It probably would have been the end. But alas, I sit here to talk to you guys today. I will say this, and let's go ahead and introduce everybody that's here. Somebody just said, thank you, Jesus. He survived. Hey, what's going on? I also got some new Alabama stuff while I was
and I'm so jealous right now.
While I was in a coma, and so I was like, I'm wearing it.
Now.
It's almost football season. It's here. Let's go ahead and introduce everybody that's in here. Ladies and gentlemen, producer Royce is here.
What is up?
And, of course, everybody's favorite redneck, Hot Dog Todd, is here.
Woo! Welcome back, buddy. Welcome back. Good morning.
All right, let's go ahead and get the chat blowing up, and I'm putting myself on a chance to be embarrassed here. If you are happy that I am back hosting the show, just comment yes or no in the chat, and let's see if we can get that blow up here real quick. I want to say something really quick. I get kind of sentimental when I've been sick. And I come back. I wanna say a special thank you to you, the fans, first, because you guys didn't have to show up. And what I love so much about this community is that we've created a community that, yes, it started with me, but it is now bigger than just me. And I really love that. I love that you guys showed up in numbers and you supported Todd, Tony, and Royce. Tony is not here, again, out of an abundance of precaution. We're just, why risk it, one more time?
But he's watching.
But he is watching. And I just want to say that I appreciate you guys showing up and supporting the guys. And then I want to say to Todd, Royce, and Tony, I appreciate you guys holding it down while I'm not here. There's a lot of shows that shut down if the host is not there. And I love that, we have a group here that is perfectly capable of holding it down while I'm not here, and B, that they are willing to do that when I am not here, because technically that's not in their job description. And so I really do appreciate.
Wait. We're not getting bonuses for
No, there's no bonuses for this. No.
What?
Yeah, and just like that, everybody's fired. Anyway, but I just want to say thank you guys so much. And then that's my little sentimental spiel, and I'll move on. Okay. I need to go ahead and get business out of the way first. I have a lot of pent-up aggression that I want to get out of the way for today's episode.
We couldn't tell by his text messages.
There's going to be a lot of stuff talked about today. But basically, I think the title says it all. Ladies and gentlemen, we have on the Democrat ticket, we have a lying socialist communist. And then we have a stolen valor lying socialist communist. And the truth of the matter is, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to show you some things today. It's a lot closer than it should be. And this is a brand new battle. This is a brand new fight. And if we do not beat these people, and I need you to hear me when I say this, if we cannot defeat these two people, lying socialist Kamala Harris and lying stolen valor socialist Tim Walz, if we cannot beat them, we do not deserve this dream of America that we so desperately are trying to hold on to. We don't deserve it. We're going to show you some projections right now that, in my opinion, is the ultimate nightmare scenario of where it sits right now today. And we've got some breaking news. We'll get into that in just a second. But this is where we need you to hit that like button. Every time you hit that like button, the more people see this, hit that follow button and comment in the live chat right now. If you are voting for Donald Trump and J.D. Vance in 2024, I want you to comment Trump in the comment section. I want it to blow up like it's never blown up before. I want this thing to take off because the president's team does watch this show. And by God, it is time, ladies and gentlemen. It is time. We got a wild 90 days ahead of us, and the battle has really just started. And that's my spill. So, but next, let's get into our first sponsor of the day. And that is our friends over at Silent. Silent's this cool little thing. Oh, no, this is Ready Pantry. My bad. Our friends at Ready Pantry. Ladies and gentlemen, Alex Jones has been talking about the bird flu and the monkeypox. World Health Organization, in other words, called, I don't know, the death Nazi camps, are already saying that they're considering labeling them a pandemic. They're going to go after the food supply with the bird flu. That is why you need to check out my friends at readypantry.com/Graham. It is not a time to wait, ladies and gentlemen. This is not a joke. It is serious. You need to go check them out, get a 3-day supply, a 3-week supply, a 3-month supply, a year supply. I don't care. Go and get prepared right now by going to readypantry.com/Graham. They have a 25-year shelf life on food and a 50-year shelf life on their water supplies. If you wait till there's a shortage, you've waited too long. So go right now. Graham gets you to save some money. Go to readypantry.com/Graham. That's readypantry.com/Graham. All right. We got some stuff to talk about today. We got some things to talk about today. I see some people have stream. I don't know what that means.
Joe Mobley show rated the stream. Cool.
All right. Welcome. All right. So first of all,
is that a Rumble? What is that?
Yeah,
Rumble. It's on Rumble. I don't know, but welcome to the stream. All right. First and foremost, breaking news. This was just announced. President Trump will be doing a live general news conference at 2 p.m. at Mar-a-Lago. Thank you. So comment in the chat below. What do you think that this is about? I'm curious what you think that this conference will be about. And let's go through right here, right now. Todd, when you read this, what would Trump, because he can't do an address the nation. He's not a president, right? So this is his form of doing that. Every news outlet out there is going to be covering this. What could this be about?
Honestly, this is going to be, if anything, I got to admit, at first I was a little nervous when we showed this last night on our chat. But then the more I got to thinking, we got to admit, and we got to be real with ourselves right now. Kamala's getting some momentum, and she is. And this we got to talk about that. And he is going to come out. I guarantee you, he's going to talk about Kamala's record. He's going to talk about Walz's stolen piece of garbage, trash, dumpster fire, stolen Valor. And he's going to try to put a halt to it as much as he can.
Royce, what do you think?
I agree with that, but I think, Trump is notorious for bringing the receipts. I think we're going to see a lot of, hold up, I have the paper.
Hang on.
This is what Kamala said. This is what Walz said. This is what Walz did. I think he's just going to come out, just like Todd said, and just expose everything they're doing, because it's very visible that there's momentum behind Kamala, or at least it looks like it, right? And of course, it's because she's bringing out all these people, and I think Trump's just going to put it all to bed, because I think he's being voiced to that people are worried.
I think he's going to take the opportunity to not put it in writing. I think he's going to publicly and in face-to-face video challenge Kamala Harris to a debate.
Yep.
And basically, I think he's going to say, hey, this is my guess. Hey, I'm showing up on this date at this time to this debate, the one that you have said no to. If you choose to be a coward and you refuse to show up, fine. I'll just do a big old town hall because I'm going to let people in the audience and we'll have a huge town hall. But either way, I'm debating someone at this time and place. And I think he has to put the pressure on her to this debate, because I think that Kamala Harris is doing exactly what we talked about. Remember when we said, and I may have been wrong about who the candidate was actually going to be. All right. I was not wrong about Biden dropping out, but I may have been wrong about the candidate. Again, we shall see, because we're hearing some rumblings here where we're going to talk about it too. But either way, it is still not official that Kamala Harris is the Democrat nominee. But either way, but what I did say, and what I do think they're trying to do, is a social media campaign. You remember me talking about that it would be a social media campaign, and they would do anything and everything in their power to not have this person have to debate. And I think that's what's going on with Kamala Harris. They know this chick, and we'll show you some of her like teleprompter. And another thing, It's been reported that she has given the exact same teleprompter speech every single rally. She is reading verbatim, line for line, a pre-written speech at every single one of these rallies.
Yeah.
Okay, they do not want her on the debate stage. Tulsi Gabbard murdered her in the DNC primary debates back in 2020. And no, she didn't even make it to 2020. She dropped out in 19 before it was the actual election. They do not want her debating. And so I think Trump has to go on the offensive here. And I think that he needs to take this opportunity to publicly challenge her to a debate and basically say, I'm showing up whether you're there or not. There will be an audience. And if you don't show up, it's just going to turn into a town hall for me. So ball's in your court. Comment your thoughts. What do you think?
The only thing that's changed about her speeches is her accents. I mean, literally, that's the only thing that's changed.
Yeah.
Hey, y'all, vote for Kamala.
November.
Hey, November. We're gonna win in November. We're gonna win in November.
Anyway, so again, comment your thoughts. What you think Trump is going to say at 2 p.m. today. We will be paying attention. Whether or not we need to do a show tomorrow or not, we'll see. I guess it depends on how big of an announcement and how big of a press conference this is. Yeah. Anyway, all right. A little good thing before we get going on all bad. Because we realized that some of these get kind of depressing, so we thought that we'd give this this cool one here. This is Cole Hawker, who won the gold medal, and he just gave all the glory to God. So we figured that we would play this. So let's play it.
What did you see as you raced to gold?
Yeah, I just saw obviously Kerr and Ingebrigtsen just battling, kind of having their own battle, and I knew that in my head that they were so focused on each other, and the inside almost opened up, and then Jakob sensed me there and he closed it down. And I knew if I made it through that first one that I was home free, and so I kind of thought to myself, okay, let's medal now. And then I had to kind of calibrate, pick a new route, and then again it opened up, and I just let God carry me through the finish line.
And as you crossed that finish line, realizing what you had accomplished, what was that feeling like?
I'm still processing, but I just had the vivid thought of how my life just changed, and I can't even process that right now.
You're just the fourth American to ever win the Olympic gold medal in the 1,500 meters. How about that piece of history?
It's just unbelievable. I saw that list, and I've seen a list of just champions that have come before me, and I kind of always dreamt but never believed, that I would be in the same breath as those guys. But as I've progressed through my career, I've gotten closer and closer, and now it's just truly an honor.
Yes.
Finally. Give it to the one who got you. All right, so that's great. A little good stuff here. All right, let's break into this. So Georgia.
Now all the bad.
Georgia. When are you going to stop sucking? Not only is your football team a piece of human garbage, and I hate you.
Bunch of felons.
I hate you.
I can't stand
Georgia football. I hate you.
I love you, Kurt. I love you,
I love you people. All right, but I hate Georgia football. Either way. By the way, aren't we like 5-1 against Georgia football? Yeah. And then you only beat us when our top 2,000+ yard receivers went down. But either way,
thank you.
Thank you. Just moving on. All right, Georgia State Election Board has voted to accept a new rule requiring counties to preserve voting machine memory cards which contain ballot images, audit logs, etc. Why that's new, I don't know. This came after they discovered that 1.7 million ballot images were missing from the 2020 election. Garland Favorito of Voter Georgia presented his findings and proposed rule. He gave the board no choice but to move forward with it despite pushback from the Democrat member who tried to argue it would cost too much money. This is yet another great change in Georgia that will go a long way to stop the cheat. Let's play this clip. So in other words, ladies and gentlemen, there are 1.7 million ballots that are missing. Watch this clip, like this video, hit the share button, and comment if you think Donald Trump won Georgia in 2020. I believe he did. Comment yes or no. Play
100%. 100%.
Found 1.7 million missing original ballot images for the November 2020 election in 2021, when they were supposed to be retained under the federal and state statutes, which I showed. There were 5 million ballots cast. We only received 3.3 million back. This rule is to do memory card retention. The issue is to change the memory card retention rule. And before we talk about, whoops, we lost that. Before we, there we go. Before we get into the memory cards, I think it's important to understand, as y'all know, I'm sure everybody in the room knows that memory cards are created for in-person ICP scanners from ballot marking device selection summaries. I don't call them ballots either. They're not a full ballot, but that's what the in-person voting uses. The scanners have memory cards in them. They're the compact flash cards that are in your cameras and typically other things. Same thing that Dominion uses. Those memory cards are loaded to the election management server. On the memory cards are in-person ballot images, cast vote records, and audit logs. That's what's contained on a memory card. And these election records are created automatically when the ballots are scanned to tabulate votes. I think we can pretty much all agree on that. I don't think there's anything out of hand there. Absentee ballots are out of scope for this particular rule. So what's the problem and what's the solution? This is going to be very simple, like Member King's dad likes it. The problem that we see right now is that the State Election Board's memory card retention rule does not retain the ballot images, cast vote records, and audit logs on the card long enough to comply with federal or state election record retention
Kidding me.
And I know that claim came up on another case yesterday, and I think I agree with, it was Member Gonzalez that said that she did not agree, and I think she is right. I think that was overstated yesterday, but I'm going to show you the clear plain text of the law today. And so that proposed.
Okay, pause. All right.
Can I just be common sense or good sense here on why they're missing 1.7 million? Because they have 1.7 million copies of other ballots.
No, this feels like James Bond. Like these ballots will self-destruct in 30 seconds.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, they're just
Can we Google somebody really quick? How many votes did Joe Biden win Georgia by in 2020? I'm just curious because if they're missing 1.7 million votes, I'm just curious how many votes did Biden win Georgia by in 2020?
Let's see.
It's got to be somewhere because I just don't remember right offhand.
Not by many. It was like
I love how
2,475,000 to 2,462,000.
Yeah, I got it right here.
Yeah, so 12,000 votes, 12,000 votes, roughly, and then 62,000 people are. I almost said the R word. 62,000 people are morons and voted for Joe Jorgensen. God, I hope
so we're saying 12,000 votes, and there's
1.7 million missing. So Donald Trump lost by 12,000 plus votes in Georgia, but now there's 1.7 million votes missing for them to go back and be like, are we sure about this? Dude, Donald Trump won Georgia in 2020. I don't care what they say in
Hands
Georgia.
down.
For the love of everything holy. And you know what? I didn't get a chance to talk about Governor Brian Kemp and what a piece of human sissified garbage you are. Dude, I hope you fall down a stair and break your neck on the American flag. I really do, because all you do is crap on it on a daily basis. You are the epitome of a low T beta male. I have no respect for you. I hate your state, and I hate what you're doing to your state. Every single person in Georgia, you should be boycotting the man. You should be showing up in front of his house peacefully with Trump 2024 signs, because this man is not a patriot. This man is not a Republican. This man hates you. If you're a Republican, if you're voting for Donald Trump, Governor Brian Kemp is the ultimate sissified human being that does not deserve to be governor of your state. He is running it into the ground. He is a rhino. He's a Tino, a Trumper in name only. He is a horrible human that his wife doesn't respect him. His wife tells him how to dress in the morning. This is a man that his own kids can't even look at him in the face. I cannot stand you. And if I lived in the state of Georgia, I would be doing everything I could. I would run for governor in the state of Georgia just to tear you apart every single day on a daily
Well,
basis.
that newspaper-
I hope that the American flag strangles you in the middle of the night. So maybe, just maybe, you'll understand what the stars even look like on the American flag, because you sure haven't looked at it in a long time. I hope that you get primaried. I hope you get kicked out of office, and I cannot wait to help make that happen.
I remember when you were running, didn't they say you were lived in Georgia? Didn't that newspaper said you lived in Georgia?
Yeah, because it was so bad to live in Georgia.
So go ahead, run. I mean, they already think you live there.
Yeah, look, here's somebody, and this is what they do. Look, somebody just said it. I live in Georgia. We did not have a choice in the governor race. It was Kemp or Abrams. So this is what they do. Okay, this is what the elite, the swamp do, and we got to get moving here. But I want everybody to understand it's how Lindsey Graham keeps being in the Senate. All right, because what happens is every single state's GOP is corrupt. Every single one of them, the SC GOP, the GA GOP, all of them, every single one of them are corrupt. And what they do is they get their little yes boys up there, and those are the ones they want. And so they guarantee, because they know Georgia is not going to vote Democrat for their governor. Okay, so they put this horrible piece of human garbage up there, but he's the Republican. So are you going to vote for Stacey Abrams, or are you going to vote for Brian Kemp? They make it to where he cannot lose, and then you're stuck with this rhino loser. That's what they do, and that's the system. Every single state GOP needs to be burned to the ground and start over all again, because every one of you is corrupt. Yes, I'm talking to you, Drew McKissick in South Carolina. You are terrible too. All of you are pieces of human garbage that forgot where you came from and forgot the reason you're even there in the freaking first place. You are a glorified hall monitor. The end. Shut your freaking mouth, do your job, and listen to the people. Can we move on, please?
Graham is going
blow
off today.
a freaking aneurysm,
Jeez.
dude. These people just tick
I'm
me
going to
off.
pause my camera like this.
I
go
can't.
take a nap.
I can't, dude. I've been laying on my back for 3 days. I'm ready. Let's go.
Let's go ahead and
Golly.
do Birch really quick before we move on.
All right, yes, ladies and gentlemen, as we've talked about, our economy, our markets, everything. Why are you waiting to protect your money? I don't even know what else to say anymore. It is time for you to text the word Graham. That's GRAHAM to 989898. Right now, my friends at Birch Gold are going to send you a 25-page information kit on how gold, silver, precious metals can protect your money against, it's not Joe Biden's economy, I guess. Maybe it's Kamala Harris. It's TBD. It's TBD, to be determined economy. Like, I don't know who really is behind it anymore. But one thing I know is that World War III is right around the door. And when that happens, Lord knows we're spending more money than we got, which means your dollar is going to be worth nothing. So what do you have? What do you have to lose? Please, for your family, text the word Graham to 989898 right now and let my friends at Birch Gold teach you how to protect your money so you can protect your family.
Look at this!
Great.
Look at this green up here. Look, everything's up on gold and silver right now.
Yeah, I'm telling you,
Everything's
gold
going
is up 23%. If you guys would have just listened to me, your money, unlike everybody else's 401k, you'd be up 23% right now. But what did I know? Text the word Graham to 989898 right now. All right, we got to get going. All right, 90 days. All right, ladies and gentlemen, this is how close we are.
This scares me.
North Carolina votes in 30 days.
30 days.
So everybody keeps thinking November 5th. Now that's 85% of the country, but most people don't realize that by November 5th, a lot of these states have already voted. North Carolina votes in 30 days. Pennsylvania votes in 40, Wisconsin in 48 days, and Arizona in 61 days. Charlie Kirk predicts that this election will come down to 100,000 ballots in 4 states. I agree. Wisconsin, Michigan, Minnesota, and Pennsylvania.
All swing states right there.
I really believe it's those 4, and I would put a 5th one. I'd put Virginia in there.
Yep,
I think
agreed.
Trump's a lot closer to winning Virginia than people are going to give credit
He
for.
better be.
But let's look at the current projections, and this is where you need to hit the like button. This is where you need to hit the share button. Now, this comes from Tyler Boyer, head of Turning Point Action. And ladies and gentlemen, this is absolute worst case scenario. If you do not do your job, this is current projections right now. Dear Lord, for the love of God, Nebraska, can you stop
really? For
this
real?
stupid rule? If you zoom in on Nebraska right there, Nebraska's got this dumb rule that even if you win Nebraska, they give 1 point to the other side just because Just because
Thanks for a participation trophy, right?
Because,
there.
you
Thanks
know,
for
That
playing.
is really stupid.
it's the dumbest thing ever. I mean, you know, I don't want to use the R word, but when you see stuff like that, you're like, well, there it is.
That's right. Yep.
All right. This is worst case scenario. This has Kamala Harris winning 270 to 268.
Also, they got Florida as like light red. I don't think so.
Well, it's not light red. It is a darker
pink is
shade,
what it is.
but you know, I mean, well, look at freaking Georgia. Again,
Yeah,
Georgia,
that's pathetic.
get your crap together. And also Texas. Texas is not as red as people think it is, man. It's just not.
Thanks
It's just,
to Alston.
It is not as red as people think that it is. Okay, but let's look at this map. Okay, this is a nightmare scenario. And ladies and gentlemen, this is me telling you honestly right now, this is civil war. I don't know how else to break it to you other than that. And what do I mean by civil war? Do I mean people taking up arms and fighting each other? No. This is me telling you that there's about 25 states that would be like, that's it, we're done. We are done. This would be the nightmare scenario where we truly realize we are too far apart. Ladies and gentlemen, 270 to 268 is as close to evenly divided as you can possibly be. And if I'm being honest, I don't know if the American spirit represents 360 million people where one person wins by 2 electoral points. And Nebraska especially. Donald Trump wins Nebraska, but they give the deciding point because she would be at 269 at that point.
Yeah.
The deciding point goes to Kamala Harris just because Nebraska wants to be nice. For whatever reason, I think this is civil war. I think 25 states would be like, that's it, we're done. Vote of no confidence in the government, we're done. Because I don't think the American value says, you know, we will do what the majority says. This scenario is not the majority. It's not. How can you win the state of Nebraska and Nebraska gives the deciding point away to the other side when the Republican wins Nebraska? Doesn't make any sense. Mm-hmm. This election comes down to, let's zoom in on them, Minnesota, Michigan, Wisconsin, Pennsylvania. Do you know where those are, Royce? They're up on the top right. They're up on the top right. There we go.
They
All right.
teach geography.
Go
in
over just a
Florida.
little bit. There we go. Okay. All right.
There it is.
The election comes down to these 4 states. And also, I think Virginia is more in play than they're giving us right there. Minnesota, Wisconsin, Michigan, Pennsylvania. I think Minnesota's out. I don't think Minnesota's actually on play. I think Wisconsin is where the battle really is. And then I think Pennsylvania is more in play than they're giving it there. So I think Trump cannot go 0 for 4 here. He just can't. So if you live in these areas, buddy, you better tighten your booty hole up and get ready to get to work because it is time. All right. These 4 states are going to decide the election right here. I think Minnesota's a lost cause. I think Michigan's gone. I think Wisconsin and Pennsylvania. If I was Trump's team, which I'm not, and they don't listen to me all the time, and that's fine, I would put maximum effort, to quote Deadpool, I'd put maximum effort in Wisconsin and Pennsylvania because I think Donald Trump has a chance to win Pennsylvania. If he wins any of these 4, he wins the election. The end. If he win, it's very similar to the Hillary Clinton thing. Mm-hmm. These 4 areas were very much the deciding factors back then too. If Trump wins any of these 4, he wins the election.
So you're saying Trump's going to win Pennsylvania?
I think, yeah, he won last year. And so I do. I don't see Kamala Harris taking Pennsylvania. She had a route. Philadelphia is not Pennsylvania. I mean, it is logistically and geographically, but Pennsylvania is gigantic. Okay. And so, yes, the Philly vote is a major part of the Pennsylvania count, but Pennsylvania as a whole is very rural. They got the Amish out there, and we already know the Amish are rocking with Trump. Okay. And all this other kind of stuff. I mean, I think Wisconsin and Pennsylvania, and that's just what I think. I think Wisconsin and Pennsylvania, they had the RNC convention in Milwaukee this year. I mean, I think Wisconsin is in play, and I think Pennsylvania is in play, and I even think Virginia is in play. I do not agree with this, that Virginia is darker blue. I think it's light blue, And I think Trump's got a chance. But ironically, I'm not the only one who thinks this. Ironically, a senator from Pennsylvania, Uncle Fester himself, seems to think the same thing. This is Fetterman saying that he thinks Trump takes Pennsylvania.
I think if you match up Trump and Harris, which I think that's really what that this is really about, and I do believe he's going to win Pennsylvania. And of course, it's going to be close, but I've been maintaining that whether it's Biden, whether it was Clinton, or whether now it's with Vice President Harris, it's going to be very close.
So there you go. It's going to be close.
Nice oil stain on your shirt.
No one is negating that it's going to be close. But again, let's go back to that projection really quick. Ladies and gentlemen, and this is what I wanted to stress so much yesterday and why I was on the text so much. This is a brand new race. It just is. Mm-hmm. The one thing that we know about Democrats is they're stupid. I'm sorry, but they are. They're dumb. They're brainwashable. 3 weeks ago, Kamala Harris sucks. Kamala Harris sucks. Now, Kamala Harris is the savior. Kamala Harris is the savior. She's so awesome. She's so this. Democrats are going to do whatever they're told to do. The end. It's the one thing that I love and also hate about Republicans. There were a lot of Trump defectors. Yeah, I remember all you Team DeSantis, all you Team Haley's and all this other stuff. It's what I love and hate about the Republicans. We all just don't fall in line because that's what they tell us to do, even though y'all could have saved us a lot of time, energy, and freaking effort if you wouldn't have done all that bull crap in the first place. But water under the bridge, it was only hundreds of millions of dollars wasted, but whatever. The Democrats are going to do whatever they want them to do. This is a brand new race. This race is not in the bag. And that's why I'm hoping today Donald Trump goes on the offensive. I really do. Because let's go to the Kamala rally. Now, we're going to show some context here that the media won't show you. Okay? Every Kamala rally has had some type of very famous person performing. So you got to take it with a grain of salt here. But it cannot be argued that these stupid Democrats that are watching this see this and they think, oh my God, this was Obama type energy. We haven't seen this type of excitement since Obama, and we can't argue. That is a large crowd. It's the largest crowd the Democrats have seen probably since Obama, okay? Now, I would say Kamala Harris has done this twice, and both times she's had major performing artists there, and Donald Trump does this every 3 days, at rallies. But you cannot argue the fact that this social media campaign that they're running
is working.
Because that's what this is. It is a social media campaign. You put her in friendly situations, okay? And then you have her read off a teleprompter. She doesn't do any news. She doesn't do any sit-down interviews. She doesn't do any debates. This is what they want. Somebody just put it in the comment section. It's larger than Biden's, and that's all they need. Exactly right.
Yep.
She just has to do better than Joe Biden. And the Democrats suddenly are energized, suddenly are ready to go. Forget the fact that, look, I'll say it right now, and this is going to be super controversial. If you're a Christian and you're voting Democrat, I question your salvation. I really do. I question it. I really do. I question, are you a Bible-believing Christian? Maybe that's a better way to say it. I question, are you reading the Bible on a daily basis? This woman is a known pro-abortion all the way up till term post-birth abortion. That in and of itself. Tim Walz mandated tampons in boys' bathrooms. Do you understand?
Grade.
Do you understand what I'm saying to you? Look, you can get mad all you want to, and I already know a lot of you higher than now Karen Christians are like, oh my gosh, blah, blah, blah. Shut up and listen to what I'm saying to you. If you're a Bible-believing Christian and you're voting for Kamala, and I'm saying this because there are people that are you ain't my friend, but you're friends of family members of mine. I've seen your stupid post on Facebook, and I would never bust you out publicly, but if you're watching this show, God, I hope he is. If you're watching this show, I'm talking to you, all right? If you claim to be a Christian, how can you possibly, before God, vote for someone that is pro-murdering children? You cannot. There is no world that makes any kind of sense, and the Lord will deal with you one day. The end. He will deal with you one day. Do not get it twisted. Everybody's like Jesus and God is a loving God. Absolutely. But he's still a smack you in the mouth for you think you won't be held accountable for putting someone in power that does not consider life sacred that God created. How dare you think that you have the right and the authority to question what God makes? How dare you? So yes, you know what? I'm still not 100% and I'm irritated right now. And I'm telling you what I really think. There's no PC in it today. If you are a Bible believing Christian, there is no way that you can vote Democrat. I said it. I meant it. If you agree, comment yes or no. I really don't care if you don't, because I meant what I said and I'm not sorry. Moving on.
Just remember, when the Lord said, vengeance is mine, he meant that for everyone. Everyone. So keep doing what you're doing and thinking.
Look, man, Trump ain't perfect. No. I'll be the first one to tell you, Trump ain't perfect. But he's not putting men in women's locker rooms. He's not putting tampons in boys' bathrooms. He's not saying it's okay to cut your genitals off when you're a child. And he's not saying it's okay to murder a baby whenever you want to. So I'll take the less of two evils. How about that?
Boom.
Yeah.
Good
we
Lord.
Get into the third ad.
All right, third ad. We got to go. Silent holsters. Not holsters. I don't know why I always say that.
Why you keep calling it a holster?
It is a holster. This is a holster. What is this? Look, I love these guys.
Sleeve.
But a sleeve? Okay.
Oh, Lord.
Either way, look, I love these things. Look, everybody knows that the government's tracking you right now, me especially. When I have conversations that I really want to have a conversation about, I take these little listening devices and I put it inside this silent sleeve. And then it cuts off the geo-tracking, it cuts off the network, it cuts off the Wi-Fi, and I can say whatever I want. And nobody hears anything. All right?
Graham's FBI agent is freaking out right now.
It's super simple. Oh, my lawyers are having a field day right now.
It's in the sleeve.
Boom, right here. It's in the sleeve. And then when you take it out, you'll see for yourself that it literally turns back. All the bars just came back on and the internet just turned back on and everything like that. Right now, you can go to Silent. That's slnt.com/Graham to save 15% plus free shipping on qualifying orders. Stay ahead and get ahead of the government that spies on you on a regular basis. Go to slnt.com/Graham for 15% off plus free shipping. That's slnt.com/Graham right now. All right, we got to keep moving here. All right, let's go to the Kamala Harris rally. It was not great. All right, let's just be honest. This is the point we remind you to hit that like button, hit that share button right now, people. It's important. I expect you guys to show up. This is my first day back since being sick. I need my dear America family here. All right, Kamala Harris had another voice change. When she was in Atlanta, she had a southern twang to her, and now she's up in, where is she at here? Does anybody remember?
Wisconsin.
She was in Wisconsin.
Wisconsin.
Or was this Detroit?
I'm pretty sure.
Didn't she go to Michigan too? She went to Michigan. Either way,
man.
The point is she gets kind of ghetto here. And we're going to beat them in November. We're going to beat them. Well, it don't matter. It don't matter. We're going to beat them in November. Play it.
Hold on. You know what? Here, hold on. Here's the thing. The courts are going to handle that. We're going to beat them in November.
The courts are going to handle that. We're going to beat them in November.
We're going to beat them in November.
That's right up there with Catch Me Outside.
Oh, she sucks so bad.
Anyway, I don't understand. And then here we go. Okay. I was not expecting this tweet to go as rampant as it did. Kamala Harris says right here, when I am president, it will be a day one priority to fight to bring down prices. Let's play the clip, and then I just want to ask one simple question after the clip. Let's play it. Here we go. Let's play this.
Because while our economy is doing well by many measures,
Wrong.
prices for everyday things like groceries are still too high.
Then that's not
You know it and
every
I know
measure.
it. You know, when I was Attorney General, I went after price-fixing schemes. And when I am president, it will be a day one priority to fight to bring down prices. I will take on big corporations that engage in illegal price gouging.
Pause it. Here's my question, my one question. You are currently the vice president of the United States, you lying hag. Why don't you lower the prices right now? You are literally the second most powerful person in the entire country, and you can't lower the prices? Why don't you do it now, you fraudulent hag? You are literally this is extortion. You are holding prices against the American people that you could affect right this second, but you're holding it over people's head to get them to vote for you in November, as you like to put it. I hate you. That's all I got to say. You are the worst of the worst of the worst. And what kills me are all these brain dead, mouth breathing cavemen behind her that are cheering for this. And you don't realize she's literally extorting you right now. Look at this loser. Both of them right here. Look at these losers. Look, that guy hates his life because his wife with multiple cats is right next to him. And he's just there just because he was told to be there. This woman is a lying scumbag hag. She is the worst. If Cruella DeVille had a lesbian mom, Kamala Harris is her. Do you understand what I'm saying to you right now?
That nostril flare.
She gave birth to Maleficent. You understand what I'm saying? This chick is the devil. Why don't you do it now? Why don't you do it now? Because you don't want to, because you're holding it over the American people.
She looks slightly like Voldemort here.
Yeah, the nose. Yeah, she does.
Lord help me, Jesus. Okay. All right, let's get to Kamala Harris is a poet of our day, and this is the most Kamala Harris thing I've heard in a while. This is the rare occasions that she goes off script, and let's just now remember William Shakespeare was good, but Kamala Harris, whole other level. Let's play it.
So Wisconsin, ultimately, this election is about a question that we each face. We each face a question in this election. So Wisconsin ultimately...
Wow.
Ladies and gentlemen, a question is a sentence of which we're not guaranteed to know the answer. And that's why it's a question that we must answer, because if we don't answer a sentence that is a question, then it's not really a question. And in this election, we all have a question that we each face. We each face a question in this election. You stupid hag.
Because life is like a box of chocolates.
I can't.
You never know what you're gonna get.
I'm telling you, Ben Stiller. Ben Stiller, like put his endorsement behind Kamala Harris, and I've never seen Simple Jack more in my entire life.
Never.
My head movies.
You mama make me happy.
And these head movies make my eyes rain. I can't. I'm telling you, dude, this chick, I can't.
Simple Jack.
I can't, dude. She went full Simple Jack.
Full
Simple Jack in this thing. All right. And last but not least is the pro-Palestinian protesters, which, granted, I don't care for them. Get them out of there. But what I love is she goes back to her Karen thing, which is this I'm speaking stuff. Play it.
Tax breaks to billionaires and big corporations. He intends to cut Social Security and Medicare.
Look.
He intends to surrender our fight against the climate crisis, and he intends to end the Affordable Care Act. You know what? If you want Donald Trump to win, then say that, otherwise I'm speaking.
Otherwise, I'm speaking. Now, that reminds me of back in 2020 when she was debating then Vice President Mike Pence. Look at that scowl. I'm telling you, that is Dementor's gay aunt is what that is. I'm telling you, that is evil right there. Golly. All right. This reminds me of her go-to thing. This, I'm a woman, you will not. First of all, look at that haircut back in 2020. Wow.
Very nice.
All right, play it. Right, listen.
You think that's her hair?
Listen.
To remain calm.
Well, let's get
but Susan, this is important. I want to add, Mr. Vice President, I'm speaking. I'm speaking.
I'm speaking. I'm speaking. I'm speaking. I'm speaking. That's her go-to thing.
I wouldn't have got elected that year. I'd have been like,
I'm a woman. Hear me roar. I'd have thrown a shoe at her.
You ain't
right
lying. Straight up. Straight up.
Are you speaking now? Are you speaking now? All right.
Last ad.
Last ad, and then I want to get into I want to get into Tim Walz. Okay, because ladies and gentlemen, and this is where you need to hit that like button. If you believe that Tim Walz is guilty of stolen valor, comment yes or no. And I better see this chat blow up because you're going to make me blow a blood vessel today. All right, we have the opportunity to disrupt the Democrats' plan. And Tim Walz is how we do it. All right? And this is where you need to hit that like button. You need to hit the share button. Okay? Last sponsor today, and that's our Tax Network USA. Do you owe back taxes? Pandemic relief is now over. Along with hiring thousands of new agents and field officers, the IRS has kicked off 2024 by sending over 5 million pay-up letters to those who have unfiled tax returns or balances owed. Don't waive your rights and speak with the blood-sucking vampires. Get Tax Network USA, a trusted tax relief firm that has saved over $1 billion in back taxes. Just so you guys know, this is my tax attorney's office that I personally use. Whether you owe $10,000 or $10 million, they can help you. Whether it's business or personal taxes, even if you have the means to pay or you don't, they can help you finally resolve your tax burdens once and for all. Call 1-800-245-6000 or tnusa.com/Graham for a free consultation to get today. Again, that's 1-800-245-6000 or tnusa.com/Graham today. All right, let's move on. Okay, so first of all, we've been hearing some rumblings that Tim Walz is not coming across too great. All right? Behind closed doors, Democrats can see 500,000 tweets about stolen valor and are wondering if they made a gigantic mistake. A few very powerful Democrats are already wondering if a pre-convention switch is in order. The only thing holding them back, if Kamala dumps her own running mate right after forcing Joe Biden out of the race, what does that say about her? So I'll say this. Here's what, and before we go any further, me and Todd want to say something. We don't care what you did.
No.
When you had the uniform on. I was nothing special. Like Todd was a medic. Like there were so many people that did so much more than us. I don't care if you were a cook. I don't care if you were public affairs. I don't care if you were an admin NCO and you never left the talk. I don't care what your job was. I care that when your country called, you answered and you did what you were supposed to do, which the only reason you put that uniform on is to be ready to go to war to defend America. That's the whole point.
That's it.
That's the whole point. And yes, Tim Walz served 24 years in the National Guard. Love it. Got nothing negative to say about that, except the fact that National Guards get a warning order. Todd talked about this yesterday, which is basically them saying, hey, orders hadn't come out yet, but they are. And then eventually you're going to get an operation order, all right, which is going to be your call to active duty service, which is going to take you to war. So Tim Walz saw that, knew that he was in range to retire, and decided to ring the bell. And worst of all, in my opinion, he was a sergeant major at the time, did not retire as a sergeant major because he did not have the time in the rank, and he did not complete the school service to retire. His daddy retired as a master sergeant. Either way, it's a great retirement. I'm not doubting that either. But you did, in my opinion, the ultimate no-no. And I've seen so many stupid people that have never worn the uniform, like defend him. He did 24 years, Graham. How many did you do? You only did 12. Yes.
Yeah, somebody.
And three of those
yesterday.
years was in Iraq. Again, it's not about what you did, what your job was. It's about you do not abandon your brothers when the ultimate time comes. So we don't normally do this, but we got some pictures here that we want to show you guys. Okay, Todd's in one of these here. Go to this. So this is Todd.
Both of my deployments.
In both of his early days.
Which one's Todd?
That's that one down
That's
there.
Todd.
I was 19 years old in that picture.
Yeah.
1903. That's in the middle of it, bro.
Yeah. There's Todd. All right, and so we got some more here. Let's see. This is me on my PSD RSD team. If you're wondering where I'm at, if you zoom in, of course, I'm the one giving the rock sign up there on the top. That's me. This is deployment number 2. People that have been knows that we didn't have MRAPs in the first go around.
Yeah.
All right. Next, if you go to another one, this is like the infamous picture that everybody sees all the time.
That's the one. I hate my life right
This
there.
was deployment number 1. This was after a very bad night. You can literally see the dirt from where the goggles were from the gunner's turret and all this stuff right here for me. And then you can see who the E5 is. Gary over there, completely clean, and poor Ken.
It's because he's a medic. We don't get dirty.
Poor Ken over here has been like in it or whatever. And then last but not least, you can see at the end of deployment number 2, this is our PSD team getting a bunch of awards and whatnot. And if you zoom in, I'm over there to the left just a little bit. No, right. Go to the right just a little. Nope, to the left.
That's where I was.
Not
right
all
there,
the way left.
Glasses. The only one with sunglasses.
Boom, that's me right there. Yeah. And again, this isn't to brag. This is just us saying that when our country told us to go do something, we did it. That's it. Period. That's all we're saying. We weren't the best. We weren't the most amazing at everything. There were so many people. I'm friends with Rob O'Neill, okay? He shot bin Laden, okay? Who am I to talk about anything that I did? Nothing. This is just us saying that when we got called to go do what we were supposed to do, we went and we did it, which is why we hate Tim Walz. And this is where if you're a veteran, a spouse of a veteran, a kid of a veteran, family member of a veteran, this is where you have the power to affect this election. 100%. We need to hammer this sorry degenerate every single day because he is a liar and he is a stolen valor coward.
And can I just add and just tell y'all and to the veterans in the chat and the veterans that will watch this later, you understand what I'm about to say because yes, I'm a few years older than Graham, but I have several friends that are much older than me that they served in that sweet spot when nothing was going on. I've got a friend right now. He retired as an E8, lives right down the road, and during his retirement, like he was almost in tears because he never got the opportunity to deploy. He never got the opportunity to fight for his country. That's the difference. That's a real member of the military versus this lying, oxygen thief, dumpster fire, piece of garbage, rooster fish. Oh my God.
I haven't heard that in a while.
I've never heard that in my life.
It's a military thing.
Anyway,
all right. So let's get into it here. All right. This is Tim Walz being a lying degenerate over and over. So this is an old back in the day thing. And I want you to listen. This is very political how he says this. So he says the words, my unit was deployed to support Operation Enduring Freedom. Any layman, any person that's not in the military is going to think, and by the way, that's a lot of people because less than 1% of people have served in the military.
Facts.
Any person is going to think, oh, he served in Afghanistan. All right, listen how he says this. It's very politically done, very well done politically.
What's your background and how did somebody from Nebraska end up in Minnesota?
Yeah, well, my wife's from Minnesota, so she took me there. Actually, it was based on the educational system in Minnesota was one that we kind of aspired to teach in. So I ended up in southern Minnesota. My wife's been there for many generations. So.
And your military background?
I spent 24 years in the National Guard, some of that full-time. I was an artilleryman. I deployed in support of Operation Enduring Freedom. My battalion provided
I deployed in support of Operation Enduring Freedom. I deployed in support of Operation Enduring Freedom. In other words, he never went to Afghanistan. He went through Turkey, through Italy. This guy was in Italy. Okay, he did nothing. He did not go to war. He didn't. He did not go to war ever. He never stepped foot in war. And then when he came back, they got the warning order that his unit was getting ready to be deployed to Iraq. And that's when he punched his ticket and was like, I'm retiring, which makes you a coward. I don't give a crap if you were eligible for retirement or not. You do not do that. You just don't. I volunteered for my second deployment. I didn't have to go again. But brothers of mine that went with me the first time got called back up. And I was like, you ain't going without me. And I volunteered to go again. And that's not a pat me on the back thing. That's a you do not
you do what you gotta do.
Your brothers go without you. You do not do that.
I was living in North Carolina and my baby sister, she was in the Guard and my baby sister got deployed. I left North Carolina and said, no, honey, you ain't going without your brother. I mean, that's just what we do. I mean, I'm sorry. That's what we do. And again,
Correct.
it's like I said yesterday, it's not like Tim was like this E4, E5, E6 that didn't have any responsibility. He was the battalion sergeant major. He had 700 to 1,000 soldiers that he was responsible for, and he turned his back on them. All right, what's he going to do to America?
Yep.
That's all I got to
say. All right, let's
say.
keep going. But even CNN is now hitting at him, knowing this too. Let's listen to this clip right here from CNN, of all places. All right, this dude
did make a comment speaking to a group. He's done it a couple of times where he has used language that has suggested that he carried weapons in a fighting situation. As you know, with your contact with the military, I know from coming from a military family, there is a difference between being in a combat area, being involved at a time of war, and actually being in a position where people are shooting at you. There is no evidence that at any time Governor Walz was in a position of being shot at, and some of his language could easily be seen to suggest that he was.
He also was never in a combat area. Period. He was never in, not only did he not carry a weapon in war, he was never located in a combat area. The end. This is stolen valor through and through. And here we go. People are like, he never really said any of those things. You can't blah, blah, blah. Okay, here we go.
Yeah.
This is Tim Walz saying at what looks like just like a normal like town hall that, quote, I carried weapons of war in war. Let's play this clip.
Hope woke up like many of you did 5 weeks ago and said, Dad, you're the only person I know who's in elected office. You need to stop what's happening with this. I'll take my kick in the butt for the NRA. I spent 25 years in the Army and I hunt. And I gave the money back, and I'll tell you what I have been doing. I've been voting for common sense legislation that protects the Second Amendment, but we can do background checks. We can do CDC research. We can make sure we don't have reciprocal carry among states, and we can make sure that those weapons of war that I carried in war is the only place where those weapons are.
Weapons of war that I carried in war. That's stolen valor, folks. You did not go to war. You're a liar. And again, as we said in the beginning, I don't care if you were an admin NCO. I don't care if you were a cook. I don't care if you worked in the post office at the fob where you were. I do not care. Okay, you did not go to war. Okay, and I don't care if you were the person that went outside the wire or not. There were lots of people that deployed with my unit that weren't the people that went out, and they did not leave the fob the entire time. But they still did the job that they were called to do. I will never hate on those people at all, okay? That was not me and Todd's experience, okay? Todd went out hundreds of times. I went out hundreds of times. And somebody wrote, when I played the fun little game, here's a picture of me not being Tim Walz. Somebody said, what would your, commanding officer say when he would see what a horrible person you turned into? And I said, you know what? He may not agree with my politics. I don't know. But what I do know is what he cannot say is that I wasn't there. What he cannot say is that I got accommodation medals at the end of my service for being there. What he cannot say is I did not go outside the wire hundreds and hundreds of times and never complain once. Same thing for Todd. He's literally half animanium at this point. Okay, nobody can say in our records that we did not do it. On my Iraqi ribbon, it's got multiple, is it Oakley clusters or whatever? Clusters. I've been many times. If you don't have a national defense ribbon, which one is it that you can't get unless you've gone to war? I can't remember what it is.
You got the overseas
service ribbons. You can get that.
You got the OIF, OEF.
If you got the OIF or OEF medals, you went. Tim Walz ain't got that. So shut your mouth. This dude is a piece of human garbage. And what's worse is the Democrats, we live in a time and place where me and Todd are realizing now, for about 20 years, it went with, hey, did you go? What'd you do? Like that was like how you gauged people, right? Mm-hmm. Now we live in a place where people are legitimately forgetting. And we realize that. And this is where you need to hit that like button, hit that share button. And it's fine. That's how it goes, okay? We didn't serve in World War II or anything like that. And in the grand scheme of things, we realize what we did was nothing in comparison to those people.
That's why I don't go to the American Legion and the VFW.
That's why I don't have medals and all this stuff over here. And I very rarely talk about this, but I'm only talking about it right now because we got somebody running for vice president that is a stolen valor piece of human garbage. And here's the thing. The Democrats are scrambling because they were betting that it's been long enough that people would just let this go. And so Charlie's hearing rumors, much like I'm hearing rumors, that the Democrats were not expecting this gigantic pushback on this dude is a stolen valor piece of garbage. He abandoned his brothers and ran from war. You know what? I even would put more hate on this dude than I would somebody that would be a dodger, like a draft dodger. Okay? And here's why. Just shut up and let me talk before you start commenting in the chat. Here's why. Draft dodgers never went to boot camp. They never formed that bond. They just didn't. It's something that cannot be explained unless you're there and you wear the uniform and you bleed and you sweat and you pain with your brothers. It's something you do not understand unless you're there. So although I do not respect draft dodgers, to me it's the same thing of ignorance versus, ignorance is lack of understanding, right? It's lack of knowledge. Tim Walz did. He was in the service for 24 years. And then the moment that your men, your brothers need you the most, you bail. And then somebody who's more of a man than you ever will be has to step into your place last minute.
And God bless that man.
And bring them boys back home.
God bless that
dude
man.
Is a hero.
And
you're a piece of garbage.
You and I both know, Graham. All right, with Walz, once he got that alert order and backed out, it's only because of one or two things, because of the camaraderie and just one, being a leader of men. It's one or two things. Either A, he's a legit coward, or B, he was so hated, he was worried about getting one in the back when he wasn't looking.
Well, that's true. I mean,
sorry.
Anyway, but to prove my points, the Democrats really thought you wouldn't care. Here's Nancy Pelosi. Here's multiple interviews with people where they don't even realize that J.D. Vance was in the Marine Corps and did go to Iraq. Now again, J.D. Vance was what? What was he? Public affairs?
Yeah, he was the Marine Corps, public affairs. He was a journalist.
Okay, all right, fine,
or something like that.
I get it. All right, look, in the grand scheme of things, it wasn't a combat job and all this stuff. Okay, again, I don't care. He had a job, and when the job said you're going to Iraq, he went to Iraq. That's what I care about. I don't care if you were the baddest dude in the sand. I don't. I care that you did what you were supposed to do. But play this from Nancy Pelosi.
J.D. Vance has criticized him as never having been in combat. And,
has he? Has he?
Well,
has J.D. Vance been in combat?
Well, I think he was over in Iraq, I think. J.D. Vance has
there you go.
criticized
So Nancy Pelosi
Yeah.
doesn't know. And then there's another one. Let's go to the other CNN one where they're not aware of J.D. Vance having any service. Here we go.
Well, here is Tim Walz, who enlisted when he was 17 years old. He served in the National Guard for 24 years. And I'm not aware of any military service that J.D. Vance has ever served. So let's just make the comparison there. And what happened in the tragedy of the killing of George Floyd and then the unrest. Yeah, okay. Pardon me for that.
They just glance over. And this is a senator. This is a senator from Minnesota. That the Democrats were betting that we wouldn't care. That's the truth.
Veterans are gonna catch that.
They were betting. They were betting that we wouldn't care. And this is why we as veterans, this is why spouses of veterans, kids of veterans, this is why you can affect this race. You can hammer this. The DNC is how many days? 11 days? Right? Isn't that what we said?
Mm-hmm.
You got 11 days to hammer this dude to the ground and back every single day. You do not let this die out. You do not let this rest. You make this go every single day. What?
Hey, can I carry it a step further here? And it's not not just for us veterans to do this every single day. I mean, don't get me wrong. For us, it hits us a little bit different. But I don't care if you've been in the military or not. For all of you guys that's never served in the uniform, you need to be talking about this every single day, because this is an individual that raised his right hand, took an oath of enlistment to swear to defend this country, to defend you against all enemies of foreign and domestic. And when that time came up, he chose not to. So as an American,
what do you think he's going to do as the vice president? What do you think he's going to do as the vice president? All right. Also, let's do two more things real quick, and I want to talk about JD Vance having the most pimp daddy moment of the day yesterday.
Gangsta.
This right, but first, this is Tim Walz on the First Amendment, and this is why this guy cannot be anywhere near the White House. Listen to what he has to say here.
I think we need to push back on this. There's no guarantee to free speech on misinformation or hate speech, and especially around our democracy.
Pause. There's no guarantee to free speech on misinformation. So in other words, Tim Walz says you are not guaranteed your First Amendment right if the government decides what you're saying is misinformation. Okay? The government should decide whether or not what you're saying is something that should be allowed to be said. This is the guy that wants to be the vice president of the United States. Second in line, this guy. This is straight socialist communist stuff. And we got a picture here. And I want to show you this image. This image is what America will be if Kamala Harris and Tim Walz win the White House.
Coming to a town near you.
And ladies and gentlemen, just so you guys know, this is actually an image of Minnesota when Tim Walz was governor, and he allowed the BLM riots to take over and burn everything down. Because his wife even is the weirdest freak imaginable, saying that she smelled the burning tires and stuff and raised the windows to be like in solidarity with the people that were doing all of this stuff. This image should be burned into your brain right now. This is America if Harris Walz win the White House. And that should terrify you. And every single one of us have the power and the ability to fight back against it right now, because this is a brand new race, ladies and gentlemen, and it's only getting started. And I think we'll end it on a little positive note, and that is JD Vance having the baller move of the day yesterday. So as Kamala was doing her little, speaking at another person's concert, JD Vance walked up to Air Force Two and basically said, "Hey, I thought I'd come talk to you since the vice president won't come talk to you." Play this video. It's the most balling thing ever. Look at them. They're like, "What's happening? What's happening?" And then here they come strolling up. Doop doo 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 doo. Dun, 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 dun. Hey guys, how are you?
I figured I'd come by and one, just get a good look at the plane. Hopefully it's going to be my plane in a few months, but you guys might get lonely because the vice president doesn't answer questions from reporters and hasn't for 17 days. Have they given you guys an explanation for why she won't take questions from reporters? No? Nobody? Okay, great. Well, I hope that she changes her mind, because it'd be good for the American people, and I think it'd be good for you all if she actually ran a real campaign instead of one from a basement with a teleprompter. So have a good one, guys. See ya.
La da 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 da.
So here's the interesting thing.
Answer what she wants to do, and also explain why every single position she has changed. She pretends to be a prosecutor, yet she pretends to be a tough on crime prosecutor, and yet here she is wanting to defund the police. She's the border czar, yet she's opened up the American southern border. This is a person who has to answer the questions from the media, and it's disgraceful that she runs for you guys.
Thug life.
But anyway, we're going to go do our event. I appreciate you guys being here. I wish she paid you some more attention. See ya.
All right.
Yes.
So two things. One, that was a baller thing to do. Two, what was really eerie to me is how the media had no questions for him.
None.
You see what I'm saying? Because this whole thing, the media is in on it. The media is in on it. They're not going to ask him any questions because they know that he will kill it. All right. And this is all by asking no questions. You're giving Kamala a leg up. By being radio silent with Kamala, you're giving Kamala a leg up. Now, here's the final thing we're going to end it on. I said we're going to end it on a positive, but I guess we're going to end it on a negative.
Yeah.
Did anybody see who was next to J.D. Vance?
We caught it.
Now, I mean, we can't 100% confirm this, but this looks an awful lot like the Secret Service agent that was completely useless in guarding President Trump on the attempted assassination.
Yeah, Barney Fife's twin sister right there.
And again, we can't confirm nor deny that this is the same woman, but what we can say is that the president and J.D. Vance are not safe. And there has been, as Charlie put it the other day, Donald Trump just spoke at Believers Summit. If anything, Secret Service is more lax than ever for President Trump, and obviously with J.D. Vance as well. There will be another attempt. There will be. I'm telling you that they are not safe. If you believe that the Secret Service is compromised, comment yes or no in the chat right now. I want to know what you guys think, because I believe that they are not safe, and I believe that it's only just beginning, and I pray that they are taking matters into their own hands. I really, really do. My voice is about to give out, but that's all we've got for this episode today, ladies and gentlemen. I want to thank you guys for your prayers. Gunner is still under the weather, so continue to pray for that, and pray that the girls missed this. I'm not 100%, but I am good enough to sit my butt in the studio, and so I'm thankful for that. Please remember to hit the like button, and please remember to comment in the actual comment section. We do like to go back and read your opinions, and make sure to share this far and wide wherever you are watching right now. We got over 13,000 people watching on all platforms. Todd, my voice is about gone, bro, so I'm going to let you pray us out on this one, and then we're going to get to some super questions, all right?
All right, let's bow. Father, we just thank you for bringing our brother to us, that you healed his body. Lord, I just ask you continue to just float through that Allen house and take away all the sickness that's going on there, especially protect that baby, Lord, that she doesn't touch and receive any of this stuff. Father, we love you, and we just thank you for all the things that you do for us, that you go out ahead of us, that you open the doors that need to be open, you close the ones that need to be closed, and you help us to distinguish between the two. Father, just continue to be a light unto our feet, and if there's anybody out there right now that does not know you, or if there's somebody that does know you and just strayed far from you, that you meet that individual where they are, Father, and you just reveal yourself to them, and you reveal that your love, your grace, and your mercy is fresh for them every single day. And Lord, we ask all these things in your Son's name, and all God's people said,
Amen.
All right, super
let's
questions.
do super questions.
Love and freedom. Love you guys for doing all that you do, bringing us the truth. Would appreciate some prayers for my husband as he has his third back surgery tomorrow. This one will be pivotal on many levels. Thanks again. There you go.
Praying for your husband. God's got it.
Absolutely.
Healing's on the way.
Kiloho, who can request military records? That piece needs to be called out for the world to see. Unfortunately, DD-214 can only be requested by him or by family because it has social security numbers on it. But I would like to see that 214, honestly.
I'm pretty sure you can request redacted versions in the Freedom of Information Act.
That'd be nice.
It's just like employers. Employers have to verify if you're honorably or dishonorably discharged.
I need to make some phone calls. Anyway, see if I can get to work on that.
Because remember, when you fill out a job application, it asks, did you serve in the armed forces? Were you honorably or dishonorably discharged? I'm pretty sure employers and stuff, I'm pretty sure that's Freedom of Information Act.
Well, yeah, but you got to have the person's social and date of birth and all that. But I'll make some calls. Let me see what I can find.
Yeah.
Punisher 541. Hate to break it to you, Graham. Todd ain't loyal. He was planning a coup against you. Noticed all the hot seat accounts in the chat. The man is building an army to take you out.
Hey, that's fine. I own 100% of this show. Let him take it. Let him take it, and I'll just sit back and collect the check.
Oh, dude, get in the basement. Be quiet. The Joe Mobley Show. We don't have elections unless we believe we traded fast, cheap, and simple for slow, expensive, and complicated election systems. Hashtag Rumble Takeover. Very good. And thanks for the raid, Joe Mobley.
Yeah, thanks for the raid. That was cool.
SL Kohler, 1972. Article posted on X from August 95 when Tim Walz was hospitalizing, for ingesting that stuff that they said he ingested. That's disgusting. I was wondering what sent his family back from Nebraska back to Minnesota. I think we found the answer. Yeah, that's been proven false, right?
Unfortunately, I saw that trending so much that I had to look it up, and I do not suggest
I want to see your browser history.
Googling that because it is not good. But that's well, I mean, from everything I see, every report of everything, like that's not something that's new. Something that popped up a long time ago. Also, I don't know how you prove it to be true or not true. Anyway. Go ahead, because you cannot go after medical records. Be like, hey, did you have to do this to fix this guy? You can't do that. And so,
well, sanctified warfighter. Trump's persona is arrogant, self-righteous, rude, and condescending, none of which are requisites for president. I don't care if a surgeon is nice. Is he competent? Love often, looks mean. Trump 2024. I agree with that.
Well,
vote policy, not person.
Correct.
Telling you, it's that simple. Brandy. If Harris does win, of course, it's because they cheated. But we just need to divide the nation in the North and South, and we can run our own stuff because there will be a civil war for sure.
Again, like I told you, I think civil war doesn't look like fighting and guns. I think civil war looks a lot more like my voice is going out. Looks a lot more like a vote of non-confidence, and where states say we're no longer supporting the federal government, and that's what I think is more realistic.
Yeah,
I told you it was going out.
It's going out. Shh, be quiet. Goes 1999. Please pray for Michigan. We're screwed.
Hey, you could always move out and fortify these places like Arizona, Nevada, Georgia.
True.
Like you could fortify some places.
Tabby 6975. Loving Graham today. He's on fire today. The sickness made him stronger and really fired up today.
What doesn't kill you makes you
I
stronger.
do what I can.
Crystal 65. I choose life. My son and now wife had a baby at 16. They contemplated abortion and chose life. Our grandson is now 21 and the best, most loving and ambitious young man that we adore. Ta-da. Tim
Absolutely.
Tebow. Hello, Tim Tebow. Nat Cross. Graham, I've been a lifetime follower of yours, and Alyssa's loved her pod, and I'm sure other listeners would love to donate to Asher House. Monthly or occasional super chat drive, ?
Yeah, sure. You could also go to asherhouse.org and just make a contribution there as well. And so, that would be a huge blessing. Alyssa does thankless work, and she makes $0 doing it. 100% of the money goes to Asher House. Alyssa didn't take a dime. Asherhouse.org, ASHER house.org.
Yo. First Sergeant Robinson, good morning, troops. Hope Graham's feeling better. Wanted to wish my daughter Madison Robinson good luck on her upcoming driving test. Also, please take a few minutes to read Ezekiel 38:39 today. That'll be on top of my list. I will get to that. God bless. God love First Sergeant Robinson. Cool dude. 101 I play WoW. Good morning, guys. I wanted to see what your thoughts are about the old Republicans and Libertarians in California hoping to retake the state, and some polls say California could be purple. Roll Tide.
Possibly, but I mean, he ain't winning California. And so I even saw in that projection that Oregon wasn't dark blue. It was a lighter shade of blue, which is great, but he's still not winning it. In 2020, we tallied it up. In 2020, California, Oregon, and Washington, there was like 10 to 12 million votes for Donald Trump. Can you freaking imagine if just 1% of you would move and get out of those godless states and go move to Wisconsin, Minnesota, Michigan, Pennsylvania, Virginia, Georgia? We'd never lose another freaking election if the Republicans in Washington, Oregon, and California would just get the crap out of there and move somewhere that you could actually help. I
thought California was going to lose points because so many people were leaving the state.
It's still like 50 something elections.
Yeah, it's a lot.
You know, like they may lose a point, but I mean they still have a massive population.
Truth. Alicia Victoria 88. I agree, Graham. Often the blue part of my family knows better. You cannot say you're a Christian. I'm often told to say nothing to keep the peace, but I cannot. Welcome to the party, sister.
As John McClane would say, welcome to the party, pal.
Yeah. It's me, Samantha. My husband is a Cav Scout, and in 3 years, he will hit his 20-year mark for retirement. Having Trump as president was the best time he's had in service. He debates on to retire or not if Trump is president. Well, just think about it. If he does retire,
it would change everything.
But think how bad it's going to suck if his retirement letter is signed by Kamala. I'd burn it. Let's see. Randall J. All. I got your message. I know how to pronounce your name now. Randall J. All. Hey, Libs, Waltz don't work, remember? Yep.
I didn't get it, but I must have missed the thing. But all right.
Okay. Boda 87, pronounced Boda. All right, my Boda baby 7. Boda 87. Haha. Waltz is a blue falcon. My dad served in Vietnam and was spit on, thrown other stuff at him, and was told he wasn't allowed at any college because of his service and has heart issues because of Agent Orange. Yeah.
Again,
too many veterans out there like that.
Too many veterans, man, once you take the uniform off, nobody cares anymore.
And that's a fact. Crystal 65. My grandfather was in World War II, Army tank operator, and sent to France. His 1-year-old daughter died, and he missed the funeral to finish his tour. That's an American. Facts.
Correct.
Absolute facts. Gabester 3030. I'm from North Carolina. We will vote for Robinson. Trump, Vance. We will make America great again. Y'all are awesome. Graham, I'm glad you're feeling better. Will y'all do any live streams of any breaking news?
It's going to have to be something a little more than Trump speaking at 2:00. For all we know, that could be a 5-minute event. But if they do have presidential debates or vice presidential debates, yes, we will be live streaming those. Of course, obviously, on election night, we're going to be streaming probably for like 12 hours straight.
All night long.
With that, we're going to be with you guys the entire time.
I'm bringing a mattress.
Looking at Todd will be in studio for that. He will be there for that.
Yeah.
We're going to be with you every step of the way. And so, next.
The Wolf 092. We all know the right won't do anything. We know that. Love JD, love Trump, and love dear America. But the end of times won't happen like it should when Tim Pond. Oh, okay, yeah, I got it. Tim Pond and Hawktua steal. They stay blessed, man. Yeah, that's true.
I mean, I don't disagree with you. I'm not saying that. I'm not saying it doesn't feel like a lost cause. Before I came here today, I really felt this. I questioned whether I was going to talk about it or not. I really felt, and I think it was the Lord. We all agree. Excuse me. We all agree as Christians that what we saw with the attempted assassination of Donald Trump was an act of God. We all agree on that, right?
Mm-hmm.
There's no other explanation, especially now that we know that it was an inside job and everything like that. So if God would do that on a national level for people, even known anti-Christian people like Logan Paul, even admitting it was an act of God, do we really believe all of that was done? All of these indictments, everything was done for him then to lose the election. I don't know if I believe that to be true, but I also know that we cannot just expect him to win either. And, so anything, I want to re-energize people. I mean, that was 3 weeks ago, maybe a month ago. The dude like was a millimeter away from getting his brains blown out. Like we have to go to work. And
yeah, you got to do your part. All right, God's not going to a ballot box. You know, I mean, you got to do your part. 1220 Stephen 1488. Do you see any way around civil war? Trump wins, they riot.
Trump wins 100%. They riot, and we didn't have a chance to show the Biden clip, but there was Biden that they're saying that he corrected himself, but they asked him a question. Do you see a peaceful transfer of power? And he says, if Trump wins, no, I don't. And he says, I mean, if Trump loses, no, I don't see a trend. People say that he corrected himself. I say it was a Freudian slip. And that we already have members of Congress that are saying that if Trump wins, they're not going to certify it. So yes, I've told everybody this from the beginning. No matter the outcome, I think America burns.
Oh yeah, I agree with that.
If 100%. The Democrats win, I think you see. I do. I really think that there will be some states that are like, that's it, we're done. Like we are done. And if Trump wins, I think that the left will burn cities down. That's what I truly believe.
You just better pick the right city, Slick. That's all I got to say. Cowboy up 238. Tay Swift had to cancel concerts in another country due to the possible terrorist attacks. Yep, but we can't help a former president. Yeah, there you go.
Yep.
Oh, Tay.
Alicia, Taylor Swift probably has tighter security than Trump.
Yeah,
she
that's
100% does.
I guarantee it. Alicia Victoria, 88 prayers, please, may be out of a job in 2 weeks due to my location closing. I have sent my resume everywhere since I was told and have not received a single comeback. I cannot sleep. Just stay vigilant. Be still. It's like the Psalms 46:10. Be still and know that I am God. Ooh, man, I cannot. That was a good one.
That was good.
Good Lord gave me that one just for you.
Ding, ding, ding,
just
ding.
for you today. Be still and know that I am God. Tabby 2587. My people are destroyed for lack of knowledge because thou has rejected knowledge. Hosea 4:6. Thank you guys for taking the time to bring us the truth. Oh, here we go. Hot Seat Todd Hub. Don't forget your VPNs.
Dude, look, hey, I got to say this. Like the Grandma Lemma Ding Dongs and the hot seat, other things with our pictures, that's all fine and good. Like, but you are confusing people because they don't know if we're talking to them versus you guys. So, hey, you want to change your title name? That's cool. But putting the photos, the identical photos.
Where did you even get that photo? Is my question.
It's a bit much. and so I mean, look, the one thing that we don't want is for people to be able to be scammed here.
Yeah.
So look, hey, you wanna poke fun and all that stuff. Hey, that's cool, man. But it does
do it away from the show.
It does get confusing to the people who think that they may be talking to us and whatnot. So just something to think about. I don't particularly care, but there's been a lot of people who have been scammed thinking they're talking to me, and so just don't contribute to that problem. Would be my only thing.
Melissa, how do you say that? The Disney evil person that Angelina Jolie.
Wait, now you got me tripped up, dude.
I know, Maleficent. How do you say it, Graham?
Maleficent.
Maleficent.
Wow.
Yeah, that _Pam. Prayers for my sister-in-law. She has cancer and possibly less than a week before hospice. Really sorry to hear that, Pam. That's awful. Patriot _Paladin 127. Graham, last election, we all know the Democrats cheated. What might they do to change up their tactics to cheat in the next election? Same thing they did last time.
I mean, they're still going to do mail-in voting. They, I mean, again, we are not away from some type of pandemic breaking out. We are not away from, World War III breaking out. I mean, there's a lot of things. And, all they got to do is keep Kamala underground long enough. And like we said, the first states start voting in 30 days. I mean, think about that. Everybody just thinks about November 5th. But there's so many states that have already voted by that point, you know? And so
and thank you guys for putting Maleficent. I still can't say it. Maleficent in syllables for me. I appreciate that. Y'all put it in technical terms. Valerie 435. My husband has wanted to serve all of his life, but he has head trauma as a child and cannot. It breaks his heart. So people like Walz piss me off. I agree.
Yeah,
I agree. Saw it every day as a recruiter. People wanted to do it, couldn't do it. And that's it for Rumble. What do we got on YouTube there?
We do have a few YouTube. Here we go.
I'll read them, Graham. Lauren Cully. How or why are Google and social media sites not being charged with election interference? So wild that they can erase Trump things or fact check and remove. Thanks for bringing up to date news for Americans. You guys rock. Thanks, Lauren.
I will say that Elon Musk and Rumble are joining forces suing Google.
Yeah.
And so, you know, I'm trying to get Chris Pavlovsky, Rumble CEO, on the show to talk about it. But they just revealed that if you're a Dunkin' Donuts fan, you probably should not be, because Dunkin' Donuts is one of the advertisers that specifically said to Rumble that unless you kick off Steven Crowder, Alex Jones, and anyone like them, that includes us, Dan Bongino, all of the above, that we will not advertise on X or Rumble. And so Dunkin' Donuts, that they actually released like the email exchanges of that. So Dunkin' Donuts is actually very anti-free speech. So
they're donuts and coffee. Why do they care?
Any coffee place that is mainstream, you can't trust them, dog. Like, you can't.
Coffee have to? It is such bad business to care about politics if what you're producing is donuts and coffee. It has nothing to do. If you're a gun manufacturer, it's like, okay, whatever. You can be a little more specific on where your stuff is promoted. You're selling a beverage and a sweet treat that cops like.
Yeah,
dude,
and Dunkin' Donuts is
garbage anyway.
It's not even good.
Horrible.
Michael Jordan did it best. Like when the dude, when the black guy was running for governor or senate or something in North Carolina, like he didn't come out and talk about it. And they were like, well, that's ridiculous. You should come out because he's African American. And he was really simple. Republicans buy shoes too. Like, that's all you got to say.
All right. We got a few more.
Zach Morey, here in 2020, even in my small town of 20K, how many people were told that they had already voted? Oh, many people were told that they had already voted when they came to the polls that day.
Yeah.
Bro, I'm telling you, I'd go to prison. Ooh, I'd go to prison. Next.
Yep.
Ryan Gade, joke of the day. How many Kamala Harrises does it take to change a light bulb? None. She just jails the room for being black.
Oh my God.
That's good.
For the record, we did not
say that.
We were reading a comment. Do not kick us off of streaming services.
My mouth overruns my brain, guys. I'm sorry.
There you go.
Daphne Roberts, my concern is people like me who are voting for President Trump, and we are going to have a repeat of stolen election. If that happens, which I fear it will, what do we do? Roll over and take it again?
I don't know. That there's a part of me that's trying to figure out, you know, what do I say to everyone that's going to be watching if the worst case scenario happens. Yeah. And I don't know yet. I don't know what to tell you yet.
I'm moving to Texas.
So that's one of those things, dude. I don't even think I'd move to Texas. I think that I personally would go somewhere where people probably couldn't find me at that point. And so anyway, but I don't have an answer for you there yet. What I do say is we got 90 days. We got 90 days to put in the work. If you are not volunteering to be a ballot chaser, if you're not volunteering to be a poll watcher, if you're not volunteering to be a door knocker, if you're not volunteering everywhere that you live, you're not helping. Well, I got work, I got this, I got that. Okay, well then you don't think that it's bad enough yet, and you don't think that it's as serious as it is. Is what I would say. Are you willing to take a reduced paycheck to take time off to help fix this election, to help fix our country. Are you willing? Are you willing to do so? That would be my question.
All right, here we go from Dorothy Kuhn. When Trump does speeches, the only people watching are our great Trump supporters. So what good does it do for him to bring Kamala's failures to focus when the uninformed Dems aren't watching?
I disagree with that 100%. Because Kamala's thing yesterday, they took over Joe Biden's YouTube, and they only had like 400-something people watching. Whereas when Trump speaks, he has hundreds of thousands of people on all individual platforms. When Trump talks, he's not speaking to the 50,000 people at the rally. He's speaking to millions, across all the social networks, across TVs, etc. I disagree with that wholeheartedly. I think Trump needs to go into overdrive mode with the rallies. That's what I think. I think Trump needs to be on TV, on social media as much as humanly possible. And for the love of God, I know that Trump is doing an X space with Elon Musk on Monday, and that is huge. Mr. President, I swear to my heavenly Savior above, if that does not lead to you getting back on X immediately, you and whoever is advising you, you are making a major, major, major mistake. Facebook has lifted the restrictions off of you. X is wide open for you. Yes, you've got Truth Social, but the only people that are there are people that are voting for you. You've got to come back to the other platforms. You have to. You must.
You've already come to TikTok.
A 90-day surge to go back and let as many people see what you have to say as possible. It is time. You've got to.
100%.
Last one.
All right, Mildred Sip, that last name. I was Motor T, and my husband an admin Pog, and we both been to combat. We answered the call, and my husband was close to retirement too. Walz is a POS. 100% agree, sister girl.
There you go.
That's
Absolutely.
it.
All right, guys. Thank you guys so much for showing up. That's the last episode of this week. Hopefully by Monday, I will be 100% rocking and ready to go. We love and appreciate all you guys. Thank you. Make sure to hit that like button. The more you hit the like button, the more people see this. Make sure to hit that follow button if it's your first time. And next week, I think we're going to be making a special announcement about Todd. And no, he's not leaving the show. It's what everyone always goes to all the time. No, Todd is not leaving the show.
Ever.
And we're going to be making a special announcement, I think, next week with that. And that's all we got, ladies and gentlemen. Please make sure to go back and leave us a comment in the comment sections. And what did I miss?
Somebody said it's Todd coming out of the closet.
It's 2024. Who knows?
I can't.
Anyway, if things with Kendra don't work out, you never know. Either way, thank you guys so much for watching. Todd, say goodbye.
Thanks for making my day, guys.
Roy, say goodbye.
See you guys. Thanks.
And of course, I'm Graham Allen. Stay awake, not woke. Trust in God, not the government. And as always, stay free.